This is English Language Arts Midterm Review for Grade 7 at ISI.
The topics covered in the midterm assessment are as follows. You can also find these on your midterm assessment review sheets, and you can find the assessment review sheets in your files or at iSchoolI.com. Okay, thank you. Let's start with the comprehension. I'm going to read the passage, and then we will complete the activities that follow. The television. Television has become a huge part of our everyday life. It provides entertainment, news, advertisements, and so much more for people of all ages. The television was not invented by just one person. Many people throughout history contributed ideas and inventions to make TV what it is today. Over time, people experimented with the idea of mixing electricity and radio to see what would happen. This was the starting point and the beginning of the invention of television. During the late 1800s, Paul Gottlieb Nipkow, a student in Germany, created the first device to transmit pictures with light. He did this by sending pictures through wires which rotated on a metal disc. This was called the electric scope. Inspired by Nipkow, an American inventor called Charles Jenkins invented the first mechanical television system in 1923. He called this device radiovision, which he preferred over the name television. It was known to have poor reception and a 40 to 48 line picture that tended to be cloudy. Jenkins publicly performed his very first television broadcast in Anacostia, Virginia, all the way to Washington only a couple years after. In 1926, a British inventor named John Logie Bard transmitted the first moving pictures through the same mechanical discs that Nipkow had first experimented with. This was followed by the first TV studio, which was located at the Crystal Palace in London. He used transparent rods and reflected light rather than backlighting silhouettes. Filio Taylor Farnsworth created the first electronic television system, which got rid of the metal rotating discs. By 1934, all the television sets had been converted to electronic device, which is what we are still using to this day. Black and white TV was the standard, with color television showing up much later. RCA was the founder of color television and had its first broadcast on December 17, 1953. These progressions in modern television set up the foundation for the plasma and HD TV screens you see today. Pardon my pronunciation of proper nouns. Okay, what type of genre is this text? Please explain as well. Go ahead and give me an answer, Lian.
It's non-fiction, explanatory, or informative because the text includes dates and facts are explained about real people, events, and things.
Very good. Explanatory or not? What is it called as well? Informational? Informative. And how do we explain?
The text includes dates and facts are explained about real people and things.
Includes dates and facts explaining real people, events, and things. All right, who invented the television? Yes, Joelle, please explain as well.
Television was not invented by just one person.
Very good. So,
many people throughout history contributed ideas and inventions to make TV what it is today.
Very good. This is type of a trick question, right? The television wasn't invented by one person. However, it was a combination of many people's contributions and ideas. So we can say many people throughout history Okay, so many people throughout history contributed
Ideas and inventions to make TV what we use it today.
to make TV
What it is today.
what it is today. Okay, what was the first step in inventing the television? And please be careful because there are some tricky words that might make you think another step is the first, but it's not.
White and no reading and the pictures.
Okay, so the first step in inventing the television. Be careful, I'm asking you what was the first step in inventing the television? Yes, Linda, in the back.
People experimented with the idea of using electricity and radio to see what would happen.
Very good. So it was people experimenting, and just imagine it with mixing electricity and radio to see what would happen. I think it's really cool. Do you think the TV is a really cool invention?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the first television and televisions today. Let's compare and contrast. Please raise your hand. Yes, Tala.
The first television was the screen was black and white, and now it's colored, and there's a lot of colors now.
Okay, so what did they call the first television?
Radio vision.
Radio vision.
Okay, was the name of the first? The first TV. As you said, the colors were?
Black and white.
Okay, the colors were black and white, but was it the first TV that was colored black and white?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, very good. What else can you tell me about it? What was it known to have? Yes, Lian.
It has only 3 channels.
Okay, what else? Was the picture clear?
No.
Okay, so black and white. Unclear pictures. With 3 channels. Okay, yes, Linda?
And they didn't have a remote back those days.
Okay, no remote. No remote. Are characteristics of the first television. Yes, you'd like to add something, Tala?
The channels and news were local.
The channels and news were local. Very good. Okay, so now tell me about TVs today. Yes, Ali.
Our TV today, there's
What do we call them? What types of TVs do?
television.
Okay. HD TV. And what do we call them as well? Plasma, very good.
And 3D.
And 3D.
Okay, so we have HD TV and plasma screens. Are they clear?
Yes.
Extremely clear. And high defined. We can watch what type of channels? Many channels. And as Tala was saying, the channels back then were local, now they're what? High defined. Many channels with international coverage and news. Who would like to add anything here?
Nowadays you have the remote.
Yeah.
Very good. And we also have remotes.
And a nice picture.
And how about our phones? Can our phones be used as remotes now for the TV?
And we can also connect them to watch.
Okay, very good. Now for the question about television impacting people's lives. How has it impacted lives? What did people do before television? Imagine what people did before the television was created. Remember how I just showed you tablets of the old tablets? What did they look like, those tablets?
Rocks.
So they're made of rocks. Our tablets today, are they made of rocks?
No.
What's a little bit different?
We can touch and we don't have to change our tablets every time we write something.
Very good.
Heavier.
They were heavier back then. Okay, do you think people spent more time drawing on tablets than they do today?
Yes.
If I want to make a drawing, how fast can I make it? Pretty quickly, right? On Paint or whatever other applications. Like right now I'm drawing on a PowerPoint. Now with tablets, how long would it take to make any kind of drawing?
1 minute.
With old tablets?
Yes, old tablets.
It might take a day or
maybe. Okay, very good. Now, so people of those days of the Stone Age where people used stone to write and they didn't have TVs, what do you think is different about their lives back then compared to lives now?
I think they used to sit and read and imagine how the story is
Okay.
or go to work all day and come back at night and sleep.
Okay. What do you think, Lian?
People didn't know all the news around the world like now. Now you can see what's happening all around the world.
Okay, very good. Excellent point. So, nowadays, news is available to everyone around the world.
Who have to?
Whereas back then, no one knew what was happening in neighboring countries because there was no way to transmit this information so quickly. Usually people who travel would just say what's going on, word of mouth. Okay. How about negative impacts? Anything negative that TVs might have brought upon us? Yes, Linda?
Well, the negative, the positive might cover over the negative, but some kids might, they had homework and they didn't do it because they're busy watching TV.
Okay, so you get distracted. Okay, distracts us. It distracts us from daily obligations that we need to do. Yes, Lian?
It shows inappropriate sometimes.
Okay, so there might be some inappropriate content that you might, your parents might not want you to watch. Like, for example, the Disney Channel, there's a lot of laughter and joking about things that really people shouldn't joke about. Like if an old person comes along, they make jokes, whereas in real life you should respect old people, right? Like your parents especially. And don't call them old. Okay. And other things like violence is also portrayed on TV. Other things that your parents might not want you to watch is portrayed. Well, that just makes your parents have to watch you carefully when you watch TV. Or you cancel channels. What is it?
That's the negative part.
Yes, that is a negative part. Okay, all in all, do you think TV is more negative or positive?
Positive.
Okay, we'll talk about it more in the writing. Okay? Alright, thanks. To create a timeline of the development of TV, provide a title, include years, and the type of contribution, the person who contributed, and a little bit of a description of the contribution. Now, what would you like to name your timeline?
The time of TV.
Okay.
TV invention.
Okay.
TV history.
Television history.
Histories about TV.
Yes, Abbas?
TV's evolution.
I like that. Television history. or television
Or generation.
television evolution. How do you spell evolution? There you go. We spelled it correctly. All right. Let's start with the beginning. What was the first contribution by who? When was it? When? Yes, Allah.
1880.
So let's talk about the late 1800s. 1800s. What was the guy's name?
Carl invented the first television.
Paul, and let's use his last name.
Device to transmit pictures or television.
And he was German, right?
Yes.
Okay. What did he create?
The first device to transmit pictures with light.
What did they call it?
Television.
No, they call it
Radio vision.
They called it electroscope. Okay, the next one. The electroscope was before radio vision. He created the very first device to transmit pictures with light. That was the first contribution. All right, now the second contribution. When was it?
1823.
1923. Who was it by? Charles Jenkins. And what did he invent?
First mechanical television system.
It was called radio vision.
Radio vision.
Very good. Now the next one.
1926.
Very good. In 1926. What was his name?
John invented the first moving picture through mechanical discs.
He invented or transmitted the first moving pictures with the same mechanical discs used to using transparent rods and reflected light rather than backlighting silhouettes. So he transmitted the first moving pictures. First, transparent rods and reflected lights rather than backlighting silhouettes. Transparent rods. All right. What was next? Now before 1934, there was something that happened without a date. It was by Filio Taylor Farnsworth.
1930. This was followed by the first TV studio.
Very good. And he created the first electronic television system, which got rid of metal rotating discs.
Yeah.
In 1934,
Okay, then what? 1934. What happened in 1934?
All the televisions have been
Very good. All TVs converted to what?
converted to electronic devices. Yeah.
Okay. In 1953. Yes, Tala?
This present modern television set up the foundation for the plasma and HD TVs, screens you see today.
So that's today, right?
Yes.
So let's do 1953 first.
Color television showing up much later.
Very good. So the RCA was the founder.
Yes, of color television.
Was the founder of color TV and had its first broadcast.
Now we have projectors. Now we have projectors.
And today,
We have
HD TVs and plasma. Okay, great job. Who would like to answer the question? Working or produced by machinery? Yes. Mechanical. Mechanical. All right. Now, having or operating with the aid of many small components like microchips, transistors that control and direct an electric current.
Electronic devices.
Very good. Electronic. All right. Progressions. Yes, Ala. Development. Very good. Transparent. Yes. Clear or translucent. All right, now give me a figurative language to describe TV. What figurative languages have you taken? Yes. Metaphors, similes, personification, idioms. What else? Hyperbole, onomatopoeia. Okay, great. All right, who can give me one?
Televisions are talking.
Use figurative language to describe the television. Yes.
Televisions are talking.
Okay, so the televisions are talking to me.
Hyperbole.
Is it hyperbole?
No, it's not. Personification.
Okay, so the television is talking to me. Does it really talk to you?
No.
But does it feel like it sometimes?
Yeah.
Especially with those commercials.
Yeah.
All right. So what type of figurative language is this?
It's metaphor. Personification.
Personification. Don't be confused. Now, can you explain it? Yes, go ahead.
It means that someone talk in the TV.
Okay.
And you see it look at you.
Okay.
Like he talking to you.
Okay, so you feel like he's really talking, but who can explain how it's a personification? Yes, Muhammad Ali.
The people who talk, not the television. You take the word talk from people and give it to television.
Okay, some more detail in how it's a personification. You're on the right track. You just need to give me some more proper vocabulary. Yes.
The talking is only for people.
Okay.
The television can talk, so they gave human characteristic to the.
Excellent.
TV
Talking
show.
is a trait of humans, and it's given to an object, the TV. So it becomes a personification. Personified. Okay, so we're personifying TV, saying that it's talking. But can the TV really talk?
No.
No. Okay. Put the verbs into the correct future form, will going to simple present or present progressive. Number 1. Go ahead, Lean.
I love London. I will probably go there next year.
We'll probably go. All right, our train. Since there's a specific time, what should we write?
leave. It's going
Yes,
to leave.
leaves. Okay, next one.
Yes.
Yes, Ali.
What will you wear at the party night?
Tonight. Excellent. Next one, 4. Go ahead.
I haven't made up my mind yet, but I think I will find something nice in my mom's wardrobe.
Great. All right, Joel.
This is my last day here. I'm going to go back to England tomorrow.
Okay, very good. I'm going to go back, or I will be back in England tomorrow. I am going to go back to England tomorrow. Next. Go ahead, Tala.
Hurry up, the conference begins in 20 minutes.
Excellent. All right, next one. Abbas.
My horoscope says that I met an old friend. I'm going to meet an old friend.
I'm going to. Very good. All right. Go ahead, Linda.
Look at these big black clouds. It will rain.
It's going to rain.
Miss Calvisi, it will be raining.
It will be raining. No, I wouldn't use it because I'm not 100% sure. Maybe we're 90% sure. But the best thing to say is it is going to rain. If I had probably, it's probably going to rain. Okay? All right, next one. Number 9. Yes, Muhammad?
Here is the weather forecast. Tomorrow will be dry and sunny.
All right, great. 10. Yes.
What does a monkey say when she sees a banana skin laying just a few meters in front of her? Oh dear, I am going to slip.
I
You're going to slip.
I am going to
am going to slip.
Or I'm going
I will slip. Both of them are correct. I am going to slip. Silly monkey. Okay. Now, let's put the verbs in the correct form of the present perfect, past perfect, present perfect continuous, or past perfect continuous. Let's just go through real quick what it means to be present perfect. What types of verbs do we use here and auxiliaries? For present perfect.
Past perfect.
Miss, present perfect. What's a present perfect?
Present perfect continuous.
Yes, it's a present past. What do we use?
Have and have.
Okay, we use has and or have, depending on the verb, if it's singular or plural. And the perfect is what?
The perfect is have.
The past what?
Past.
Participle of the verb. So when we use the present perfect, we use has, have, and the past participle of the verb. So I would say, for example, she has forgotten in the present perfect. Has forgotten. Would I say forget?
No.
Forgot?
Forgotten.
Forgotten. We use the past participle of the verb. You know them all, so you should use the past participle of them. Now, for past perfect, I will use what? Had. Do we use anything but had? Only had. And the past participle of the verb. For present perfect continuous, has or have been verb ing. Okay? Do you see the differences between these?
Yeah.
Don't confuse them. Past perfect continuous. Had been verb ing. Okay? Be very careful not to confuse these. Okay, are you ready? All right. It is already 9:30 p.m. and I.
Waited.
What do you think, Joel?
Have been waiting.
Excellent. Have been waiting here for over an hour. If John does not get here in the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna leave. So here we know it's 9:30 p.m. It's 9:30 at the present time. I have been waiting here for over an hour. So at 8:30 she started waiting. She is still waiting. So what does that tell us? We should use continuous. And she started waiting in the past. So I would use the past perfect continuous. See how we get to this? So then we look at the past perfect continuous. Here it is, had plus been plus the verb plus ing. You have to look at the sentence. Read carefully. When you get confused, make a table. You see the table? Make it. Sit there and think. There we go. It was 8:30 when it started. It's 9:30 now and I'm still waiting. Okay? Now, number 2. Who would like to do it? Yes, Ali.
I was really angry at John yesterday by the time
He finally
arrived. I waited. I has waited.
Okay, now let's see. Let's look at this sentence here. Ali, look at the sentence. What does it tell you?
Yesterday.
Everything happened yesterday. So what should we use? Past. All right. And it says by the time he finally arrived. So there was something happening in the past and someone was waiting. So he had waited for over an hour. So here at this point and here at this point, here is 1 hour. So how long had he been waiting?
I was really angry at John yesterday. By the time he finally arrived, I
You can say I had waited or I had been waiting. What do you think?
I had waited.
I had waited. Since it's complete, it said over an hour here. I had waited. It stopped. The past, it stopped. It's from here to here. It gave us a specific time that he stopped waiting. All right? You can say I had been waiting for over an hour or I had waited. They're both correct. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you hear that Ben was fired last month?
No.
Yes.
Did you know that? Did you hear that Ben was fired last month? He has been working for that company for more than 10 years and he has worked in almost every department. Nobody knew the company lied today.
So, he was fired last month. So here's the table. Last month he was fired. Is he still working?
No.
So here what should we use? Worked. Did he work before he was fired or after he was fired? Before. So what should we put in front of worked? Had, because it's something that happened before he was fired. So we had 2 events in the past or 3 events in the past. The one that's closest to the present is simple past. The one that happened before the past event, the last event, like working or working in almost every department, would have the auxiliary had in front of it to make it in the perfect past or the past perfect. So I would say had worked for more than 10 years and he had worked also in every department. Okay, the next one. Yes, Ala.
I saw.
Miss, read the whole sentence and then make your answer.
Yeah.
Then give your answer.
I examined many pictures of the pyramids before I went to Egypt. I saw many pictures of the pyramids before I went to Egypt.
Now, since I have before I went to Egypt, let's make a table. Here, Egypt. Before I went to Egypt here, what did I do?
I saw pictures.
So here we use the simple Past. Here, what do I use? Past perfect. So what should I have in front of C? Had seen. Pictures of the monuments are very misleading. The pyramids are actually quite small. Next one. Sarah. Go ahead, Joelle, and do this one.
Sarah climbed the mountain, sail around the world, and go on safari in Kenya. She is such an adventurous person. Sarah
Has climbed
the Matterhorn, has sailed around the world, and
has gone. And it helps us that we use the present perfect because she's saying she is an adventurous person. It's using it in the present. So if I were to say she was an adventurous person, how would I change the tenses here? Would I use the present perfect? What would I use? Past perfect. Then I would use had instead of has. Okay? Yes, Liam.
Sarah has climbed the marathon, sailed around the world, and gone on safari in Kenya. By the time she turned 25, she has been experiencing more by that age than most people do in their entire lives.
Okay, by the time she turned 25, what happened first? She turned 25 or she did these things? Turned 25. What happened? She sailed, she climbed, and she went around the world. Okay. So what should we use? What tense?
Experienced.
Had. Okay, so here we say had climbed, had sailed, and had gone. She had experienced more by that age than most people do their entire lives. Okay, 7. Muhammad? 7.
When Marlani came into the office yesterday, her eyes were red and watery. I think she was crying.
Okay. She came into the office. Was she crying when she came into the office? Which happened first? She came into the office or crying? Okay. Came into office. Crying. Excellent. Had been. So we use had been. And we don't know how long she was crying for, so we would call it past perfect continuous. They are confusing. Revise them. Look at the hints inside each sentence that tells you about time. Think of the time and draw tables for each question. And you know, in the exam you won't have many questions. You have one of each probably. So just be careful and read it slowly and carefully. Okay? Any questions? Okay, let's go on. So here we have choices of A, B, C, or D, and E. In the evenings, I often play chess with my next door neighbor. I blank chess with him since I blanked to live here 10 years ago. Which one do you think it is? Yes, Abbas. A. Let's see if it makes sense. I have been playing chess with him ever since I came to live here 10 years ago. Who agrees? Okay, I think it's correct. But before we make our final answer, let's try the other ones. I play chess with him ever since I came to live here. Play is incorrect. Okay. I have been playing chess with him ever since I have come to live here. Incorrect. I am playing chess with him ever since I have come to live here. No, because we have ever since. I have played chess with him ever since I have come to live here 10 years ago. We can't say have come because it says 10 years ago, which would indicate that we must use the past tense, right? Okay, so the correct answer is A, and we double check to make sure by the process of elimination as well. Number 2. Yes, Tala.
And regarding her driving test 3 times because she's so bad at reversing, but she revising since last week, and I think she has got a bit better at it. I think it's A.
You think it's A?
Yeah.
Anne has failed her driving test 3 times because she's so bad at reversing. But she has been practicing reversing since last week, and I think she has gotten a bit better. I think you are correct. Let's make sure all of the other answers are incorrect as well. Anne failed her driving test 3 times because she's so bad at reversing, but she practiced reversing since last week. We cannot use practice because it says since last week. That indicates, the word since indicates we must use the continuous form in some part of the sentence. Okay, so C, Anne failed her driving test 3 times because she's so bad at reversing, but she was practicing reversing since last week. Again, we cannot use was practicing since last week because we don't have a tense. Do we have the tense that says we should use was practicing in with the word since? Can we? Since last week. So since last week indicates we should use the has been form. Okay. But Anne fails her driving test 3 times. She's so bad at reversing, but she practices reversing since last week. Again, it doesn't go. Anne has failed her driving test 3 times because she's so bad at reversing, but she is practicing reversing. Is practicing since last week doesn't go, so we cannot use E. So it's correct by process of elimination as well. We made sure that A is correct. Okay, number 3. Yes.
I have been waiting for the prices of the houses to come down before buying one, but I think too long and prices to go up again. It's deep.
So you think it is, but I think I have waited too long and the prices are beginning to go up again. Does everyone agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I say I think I am waiting?
No.
I think I wait too long?
No.
I think I am waiting. Again, we have this one. I think I have waited too long and the prices are beginning to go up again. That sounds good. I think I waited too long and the prices were beginning to go up again.
No, it's the deep.
It's D, correct. By process of elimination as well. All right, the last one on this page, Joel.
Last year, I experienced how heavy some plane trips could be. I in an airplane for fairly long distances before that, but never as long as when I went to Australia last June. It's A.
So it says last year I experienced how tedious long trips could be. I have never flown in an airplane for fairly long distances before that, but never as long as when I don't think it's A, because it says in an airplane for fairly long distances before that, but never as long as when. So it's indicating that she has flown, but never as long as when she went. She's comparing 2 times. So I didn't fly in an airplane would not make sense. I have flown in an airplane for fairly long distances before that, but never as long as when I went to Australia. I had flown in an airplane for fairly long distances before that, but never as long as when I went to Australia. Here we have simple past. So what should we use? Had flown. And it's a difficult one because you have to really understand the sentence and be careful to know the meaning as well as the tense. You need to know the meaning of the sentence as a tense, so be careful. All right. Are you from Germany?
No.
Are you?
No. No, I'm from Lebanon.
No, I am not.
No, I'm not.
Or yes, I am.
Yes,
All right. Number 2, go ahead. Tala?
Are Peter and Sue your friends? Yes, they are. No, they're not.
Aren't or are not is fine. They're both correct. Yes, they are.
Miss, can I?
Yes, Ali.
Has your sister get a car? Yes.
Yes, she has.
No, he hasn't.
She hasn't.
No, she hasn't.
No, miss, I wouldn't say does here unless they ask does your sister. Okay, so be careful.
So we can't say yes, she does.
No, you have to say yes, she has. Okay? Okay, go ahead, Lua.
Do you speak English? Yes, I do, or no, I don't.
Yes, I do.
Can he play football? Hamad.
Me?
Yes, Hamad.
Can he play football? Yes, he can. No, he can't.
Yes, he can. No, he can't. Very good. John is writing a letter. What I want you to do is give me the statement or give me the question that would answer. You cannot include the underlined words. Okay? Hamad.
What is John writing?
Perfect. What?
John is writing a letter.
Is John writing? Alright. Number 2. Go ahead. Tala.
She walks home from school. Who walks home from school?
Who walks home from school? Yes. Joel.
The children are sitting in the garden. Where are the children sitting?
Miss?
Yes, Ali.
30.
Peter.
Peter ran to his dog. Where Peter ran with him? Did Peter run?
No, I want you to answer on the underlined word. It's Sunday. So what should you ask?
Where Peter?
Yes, Abbas.
What does Peter do on Sundays?
No, I want you to answer the word Sunday should be the answer.
When?
Excellent. When? Okay. My rabbit has a cage in the garden. Lian.
What does your rabbit have in the garden?
Good. What does your rabbit have in the garden? Television is a great invention to keep people entertained and updated with daily events. However, some people argue that it has taken away from important aspects of life. Do you think that the invention of television was a negative or positive occurrence? You are to write an organized essay on how TV has helped or hurt society today. Complete the graphic organizer and then write your developed essay. Organization ideas, use of vocabulary words, figurative language, correct grammar, spelling, and mechanics will help with your final mark. Now, do you all remember what a thesis statement is? Yes.
It's the main idea of.
Very good. It's the central idea of your whole essay. So, since it's asking you to write about the invention of television being a positive or negative occurrence, you're going to here state in your thesis statement which you believe it to be. Is it a positive occurrence? And you say that, for example, I believe that the invention of the TV is an amazing contribution to society today, period. And then you will write your whole essay based on how it's amazing, for example. Okay, now who would like to share their writing with me on camera?
Since the emergence of TV and its programs, many parents complain how their children are attracted to it. Well, some disagreed, and I'm one of them. Parents say that the TV is separating families, but it's actually getting them. It's actually is getting them together. It's like when they're watching watching a movie together, or if kids aren't allowed to watch, they just might ask you, is it talking to me? And it helps them in studying. Like there's a lot of TV shows that could help children in science and animals. I wish that parents that are against TVs can agree with me, and I hope they can look at the positive things and not the negative ones. And maybe they're right, but it's all about what the children want to watch.
Okay, thank you.
Nothing in life is perfect, positive, with no negatives, even television. That is my purpose now. Televisions are positive and negative. On one hand, televisions are positive to entertain us, give us news around the world, learn lots of new cultures and things. Some people have TV as their relaxation to relax. So, their TV has facts and sometimes. On the other hand, televisions are negative because sometimes kids, instead of studying, they go have fun watching they can't focus. They stay sitting watching all day and never exercise. Some people watch TV till 2 or 3 p.m. so they can't go to school the day after. Finally, everything in life is positive and negative. But I hope the negative side becomes solved and positive.
Okay, thank you. Study while others are sleeping, work while others are loafing, prepare while others are playing, and dream while others are wishing. Dreams can become a reality with hard work. All the studying you are doing will be worth it in the end. So study hard, revise well, ask questions when you don't understand, and do your best. Good luck with your exams.